Hello everybody and welcome to EAFC 26. We are managing West Ham in this career mode and we're going to try and take them to Champions League glory like we did with Aston Villa on the last game. Obviously, if you're new to this series, I do a super ultra realistic playthrough. So rules, just as we get into this then, we have to match the actual Premier League and Champions League squad registration rules in real life. So in terms of the Premier League, you have to have 8 players within your 25-man squad that have been homegrown in the nation. England, Scotland, Wales and Ireland, I still all count for those 8 players. In terms of Europe, you've got to have 4 people that have come through your own academy, and you've got to have 4 people that have come through as homegrown in the country as well as part of your squad of 25. So we are following those rules. I do have a spreadsheet. I'll share it in a future episode when we get to it. But yeah, we're being that super realistic. We're not allowed to sign anybody that's higher rated than the highest rated player of our club. That gives us a little bit of a way around in restricting transfers and what we can and can't do. And this year, we're playing on broadcast cam. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We're using the authentic in-game play, which is made for a more realistic type of game in EAFC. So we'll be using that. We'll be being sensible with transfers, and we're following registration rules as well, which means we'll have to call up homegrown players from the academy. We'll have to sign youngsters to try and make them homegrown. And we just got to be clever about who we sign and what we do. So let's dive into the game. We have done all of pre-season because the first transfer window is disabled because this is a realistic playthrough. We are not able to sign anybody in the first transfer window. So all we've been doing is pre-season and figuring out a formation and our squad. So this is what we are looking like, a 4-4-1-1. Not the most attacking system, but does suit the sort of best players we have. This would be my preferred starting lineup. Hermansen in goal, Todibo and Igor at the back, Wan-Bissaka at right back, Diouf at left back, Somerville, Ward-Prowse, Rodriguez and Jared Bowen across the 4, Paqueta in behind Fulkrog. Now, obviously, those people that support West Ham will know this squad doesn't have the greatest amount of depth, and it's quite an ageing squad as well. So, I mean, for the first thing we're going to have to do, unfortunately, is take out Rodriguez and bring in Susek into midfield because Rodriguez does have an injury. It does mean that Magassa can come on the bench. Scarles is also injured, so he's going to come out, and we'll put Potts on the bench on there as well. Our only backup striker is Callum Wilson. Not great. We do have Walker Peters back up for either side at fullback, which is pretty good. We've got young, pretty highly rated. Luis Guilherme can play either wing. Mavropanos and Kilman can play at the back. And then we've got Potts and Magassa and Fernandez that can all play in central midfield. And Fernandez can swap in with Paqueta as well. But other than that, it's not great. Fabianski and Areola are our backup goalkeepers. We've got Irving, who I thought was a youngster. He's not. He's 25. Marshall, who is a youngster at 20. And we've got Scarles, who's injured, and Earthy as well at 20 years old as well. There are some other youngsters out on loan, but not going to really focus on them because they're not very good. In terms of tactics, we're sort of... It's reset my tactic for some reason. That's annoying. We are playing standard. We are playing a 4-4-1-1. We are going to try and do short passing, and our defensive line is going to be balanced at the moment. I think we might actually just knock it up to the highest part of balance, which is like there for 60, which I'm happy with. And then what I wanted to do as well, just as we go into this, in the player roles, we just need to mix these up a bit. Now, Fulkrog is a target forward. He's good in the air. He's strong. He can hold the ball up. Paqueta we're going to play as a classic number 10. We'll have Bowen as a winger. Susek, the more holding midfielder. Ward-Prowse on the playmaker on attack. Somerville is going to be an inside forward, which allows them to push Diouf up as an attacking wing-back. And then we'll have Igor, Todibo and Wan-Bissaka staying as they are. And Hermansen will be a ball-playing goalkeeper at the back. And that is what we're going to be going with to start the season. If we struggle, we will then adapt it to go a little bit more attacking if we need to, maybe to like a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3 with a holding midfielder, something like that. Obviously, we've not done any transfers. As I said, we haven't done anything to do with that. We haven't done anything with the academy just yet. We're going to keep playing as long as we can before having to call people up. In terms of objectives, The board want us to finish mid-table in the Premier League. I think that should be doable, and reach the 6th round of the 16 in the Emirates FA Cup, which again, we should be able to do, but normally the first season is quite tough. If we go and have a look at the settings, I'll show you what we're playing on in here. 5-minute half lengths, legendary youth matches, which I probably won't do too many of, will be 3 minutes and using their current overall, not their full potential. All of these things is just left on, to be honest. I don't need to go into that too much. We're playing on authentic. We've got medium wins with the weather effects on as well. CPU sliders are set to tactical. Training, we're doing training plans on. Availability is manual and automatic. We're not doing training drills. I don't like that. Transfers, we've disabled the first window. Negotiate realism is on default and transfer approach is on loose. That's what it was set to originally. We are playing strict broad expectation. International job offers are on, but I'll probably reject most of them. The manager movement market is on as well. Manager market realism set to default, so nothing to worry about that. And I forgot to change it to pounds, so we're going to be playing in dollars, which is a little bit annoying, but it's not going to be game breaking. Sim, we're not going to be doing that too much anyway. We are using the broadcast cam. Yes, it's going to be interesting. And that's about it. I've turned off the old POV replays because they are game breaking and terrible. And of course, we're playing on legendary to start us off. Now, most people would say we've got an easy start to the season. We're taking on newly promoted Sunderland, who have gone out and done lots and lots of business in the summer. We're going to go with that team, but this could be an interesting game. Sunderland signed Dringa, who I'm a big fan of, very quick on the right hand side, and we're going to the Stadium of Light to play them, so it should be a very interesting game. Now, I haven't seen a full match intro, so let's see what that looks like, but we're wearing a kit that I actually really like. That's us, by the way. Slightly longer hair and glasses. I wasn't too fussed about what I look like, but that is what we're going for. And here we go then. Sunderland Stadium of Light. I'm going to suggest this isn't licensed because I think the Stadium of Light is actually bigger than that. But yeah, I'm excited. First game of the new career mode. Are you excited? If you are, leave a like, subscribe, and remember, let's get this video out there to other people to go and find as well. Best way to do that, like it, leave a comment. It all helps the algorithm out. What do you think we need to do when we get to the January transfer window with this squad? I'm very much certain we need a striker. That is where we need to strengthen. We're okay at the moment because Jared Bowen's rated at 84, so it gives us a little bit of leeway in terms of the ability of players that we can bring in. There is Jared Bowen, speaking of Jared Bowen, because he's our highest rated player, so we can sign anyone up to an 84 rated. However, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of interest in Jared Bowen in the January transfer window because he's by far our best player. And then we've got conversations to have about contracts and what's going to happen there. Callum Wilson's only on a 1-year deal. Fulkrug's 32, 33. Callum Wilson is 34. Fabianski's 40, although he's already retiring. But here is Sunderland lining up in a 4-1-4-1. They've got Robin Roofs in goal, Gertrude Alderete at the back, Xhaka sits in the hold midfield role, Diarra and Lefay are very good in there as well, and Brian Brobbery up front. Mundell and Dringa are going to be very pacey and very good on the wings. We're lining up in our 4-4-1-1, new manager, new system, Mads Hermansen in goal, Todibo I'm looking forward to using at the back, Ward-Prowse for set pieces could be useful. I think we're going to be lacking in goals. Let's see how we can do with the likes of Bowen, Paqueta, Fulkrug and Somerville, who's going to be getting a lot of game time this year for us because we literally don't have that many other people to play on the wings. But we are underway and this is the first game of the season, so we'll have some more questions for you as we go, but I'll dip into commentary mode every now and then. So in the northeast of England, Sunderland take on West Ham. The rain is pouring here in the north of England, and Sunderland are moving the ball round reasonably well. They're not being too penetrative with it, but they'll be looking to get the ball into the wide areas to release Simon Dringa, signed from Brighton in the summer, and then try and release Brian Brobbery into some space in behind this West Ham back line, but at the moment that should be a foul. It is a foul. James Ward-Prowse gives away the first free kick of the season. And what can Sunderland do with this one? You'll think they'll try and lob this one into the box just to cause a bit of trouble. No, they're going to take it short to Lefebvre. Lefebvre goes back to Gertrude. And, well, you could argue that Sunderland have wasted a good opportunity there. Xhaka forward to Adringa. Great 1-2 to release the speedy winger. Adringa is in. Number 24 for Bolton. Neat little footwork. Igor holds him up well. And we've actually defended that pretty well. And we win a goal kick. Our first real bit there of the AI using their play. But you can see cultured left foot there. The glasses they offer you, by the way, in this game are absolutely ridiculous. You only allowed big, thick glasses. And it is very annoying. As Somerville is going to try and come forward here, and he's done pretty well. He's found Fulkrog. Oh, just pass was blocked. So we'll recycle. Soucek on the ball for West Ham. Diouf, new signing for West Ham in the summer, in a position they were desperate to strengthen at left back. Really short on numbers, this West Ham team, in depth, and that will probably kick in towards the middle or end points of the season as we're just keeping the ball, trying to move it around. Wan-Bissaka's on it, gives it back to Soucek. Good possession here, Somerville. Just nice little ball roll, and Diouf's gone ahead of him, and Diouf's got into a good bit of space, and it goes towards Fulkrug with a header, and that's what he's there for. Nicholas Fulkrug. He's been nicknamed Half Krug for the West Ham fans for the limited amount of times they've actually seen him on the pitch, but when he plays, he can score headers like that. Fulkrug makes it 1-0 West Ham. A good overlapping run from Diouf. We wanted him as that attacking wing back, and he has delivered, and it's a really good cross, and Fulkrug up ahead against the defender. Great header past the keeper. 1-0 West Ham. Cultured Left Foot's reign gets off to a tremendous start this season. Come on. So coming up to the 25-minute mark, West Ham still have the lead, and we are keeping the home team quiet at the moment, which is really good. Igor Julio picks out Paqueta. Not seen too much of him, but there's lots of space here for Somerville to get into, and he is a quick boy. Somerville, heavy touch, tries to get the cut back to Paqueta, but the defender recovers, and Roofs has an easy pick-up off the floor and can find Adringa with a nice little gentle kick out to the right-hand side for Sunderland. The wind is low, and the rain is easing off, it feels like, here in Sunderland, and we're not sure which team is going to benefit more from that. Neither team going long, even though both teams have big strikers up front, so we'll have to see if the tactics change as the game progresses, as Richarlison, I think, has put Tottenham 1-0 up away, or at home, sorry, to Burnley, another newly promoted team, as Wan-Bissaka does well. Not going to mess around with that one. Clear the lines. Paqueta nods it down and finds Somerville very well. It's another heavy touch from Clysenzio Somerville. The new signing looks good, looks raw. We'll have to see if we can develop his first touch or dribbling a little bit, because he's had a few heavy touches. 10 minutes to go in the first half. Oh, Sunderland have knocked this around well, and Adringa goes up to Diarra. The central midfielder's pulled a little bit wide. Diouf trying to just hold him up. Back to Adringa, into Diarra again. Brobbery on that side, blocked again by Igor, who seems to be having a good game at the back, but Diouf has lost it. And Adringa, there's the cutback. Diarra, another little knock to Xhaka. Sunderland not wanting to shoot at the moment, and Ward-Prowse manages to get a foot in on Diarra, but the ball is not away yet. Mundell into Xhaka. We know he fancies a long-range shot, but Ward-Prowse, not known for his defensive work, has done another good job again, and Somerville keeps that alive. Fulkrog, look for the pass. Good defending, though, from Sunderland. 5 minutes to go in this one, and Sunderland growing into the game, but are 1-0 down. Half time then, 1-0 West Ham. Sunderland huffing and puffing, but really lacking up front at the moment, and it's a wonderful header from Nicholas Fulkrog that give the Hammers the lead, and to be honest, it's their only shot on target, so maybe Cultured Left Foot's men feeling a little bit lucky. So into the second half we go. Sun is breaking through in Sunderland. There's still a few drops of rain coming down. That won't dampen the West Ham fans who have travelled all the way up from London to this game, because their team currently lead 1-0. That's a poor pass from Fulkrog, trying to just knock it back to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, but didn't put enough on it, and it gifts possession to Sunderland at the start of the second half here. No real standout performers. I guess Malik Diouf at left back's had a decent game so far for the Hammers, and Sunderland just trying to find their stride, but this could help them out because Adringa is quick with the ball. Somerville, really good defending there from Crescenzio Somerville. He is a player I'm looking forward to using a lot more in this save, to be honest. As they work that well, Sunderland. Adringa cuts back. Malik Diouf does keep it in and then manages to clear his lines. And obviously Nicholas Fulkrog up there is a good target when we just need to put our foot through the ball and get it away. 1-0. Reinaldo for Sunderland into Granit Xhaka. We've not seen him get too forward. That's really good pressure there from James Ward-Prowse. As Fulkrog, heavy touch again. Lefay takes over, and although he's got a goal, Nicholas Fulkrog not actually really doing too much as a target man when we want him to hold the ball up. He's won a couple of flick-ons, won a couple of headers, but really when the ball's played into his feet, he probably does need to do a little bit better. But for now, West Ham are keeping Sunderland at bay, and they're struggling to get through as Tottenham go 2-1 up at home to Burnley. But at the moment, newly promoted teams struggling in the Premier League, both losing their opening games of the season as it currently stands. Adringa trying to show his pace, does manage to dig out a cross, and it's sort of dealt with, not brilliantly. Igor will get that one away again. Can't find Fulkrog for that as Alderete is unchallenged. But yeah, Adringa starting to get into this game and starting to cause us a few issues in that right hand final third. It is all Adringa, and he's got the beating of Malik Diouf at the moment. Somerville's going to have to potentially get back and help him defend a little bit there, but we'll see. Again, Sunderland having a lot of possession, a lot of completed passes, but not really getting too much with it. Good defensive work from Jared Bowen. Just goes back to his goalkeeper. Wan-Bissaka. West Ham just want to take the sting out of this Sunderland attack at the moment and keep the ball a little bit more. 20 minutes to go. They do have a 1-0 lead, and I'd say they're relatively good value for that lead, because Sunderland really haven't caused that many issues, and Cultured Left Foot will be very happy with this sort of defensive work if we can keep it going. Wan-Bissaka, infield to Paqueta, managed to poke that one through to Fulkrog. Again, just can't release the ball quick enough, the big German striker. He's got that goal, but attacking wise he has been a little bit disappointing with his hold-up play and his release, as Adringa looks to square up Diouf again, but Diouf's read that knock-on and has done really well. Hermansen this time slips as he goes long with the ball, but it is won by Fulkrog. And Fulkrog looks like he may have taken a knock there, which isn't going to be good news, given we've only got one other striking option. Bowen, Wan-Bissaka, Susek looks to go long and over the top, and he's picked out a wonderful pass to Jared Bowen here. That is a superb pass from Susek, and Bowen's done really well. He doesn't have Fulkrog in there, he does, but he's got a slight injury, and Fulkrog inadvertently has got the ball at his feet. That is much better from Fulkrog there. Paqueta's done really well as well. Fulkrog just tried to hold this one up, lays it back. Ward-Prowse with a drive! Oh, what an effort. What an effort there from James Ward-Prowse. Really good hold-up play from Fulkrog for once. And Ward-Prowse have a rasping drive past the post. It will be the last involvement for Nicholas Fulkrog, because of his injury means he's going to be replaced by Callum Wilson. And yeah, we will see how they go. You can see Callum Wilson on the pitch there. But 5 minutes to go. And that was the best chance of the game since the goal. It has been a little bit of a drab affair as Bowen picks up some space to drive into. Good control from the Englishman. Finds Susek. Paqueta. Ward-Prowse. Ball through, looking for Callum Wilson, but well defended by Sunderland, who will be throwing the kitchen sink at this West Ham defence, you would imagine, in the final 3 minutes of the game. Oh, it was good pressure from Susek. Ref said it was a bit too strong, though, and gives the penalty away. It's launched forward by Sunderland. A great header at the back by Todibo there, I think, as Diarra takes over with it. They're into the final minute of this game. Here is Brian Brobbery into Lefay, twisting and turning, trying to create some space, and he's got away from his man at first. Wan-Bissaka actually defended it really well, and that is the game. Full time. It's a winning start. Come on, 1-0 away at Sunderland. It's not the greatest performance in the world, but it is a winning start, and it is 3 points early on the board, and you love to see it. So we'll go into the post-match interview. Wolves drew with Man City 0-0, so a good performance from Wolves there. Just a few questions. But yeah, a few questions as our debut as manager. There seemed to be no response to Bowen today, considering his dribbling. Were you impressed by that performance? Yes, I was. We'll celebrate Jared Bowen's performance. Club captain, putting in a good shift. And to be fair, we looked quite good in the 4-4-1-1 as well. Yeah, I thought Igor had a good game. We'll give him some encouragement up there. Igor did well. And we didn't manage to properly control the game. No, we're going to celebrate Fullkrog. He got an injury, but he got the goal that won the game. So we'll definitely celebrate Fullkrog's performance.
So much for your time.
Boost morale a little bit. I won't do all of these live on camera every time. Absolutely not. They're a ball ache, they're boring, and there's no interest for you guys to watch me do them, to be honest. Oh, I've got a tutorial. Why have I got a tutorial? Excellent. There we go. Right, Nicholas Fullkrog is injured. That is annoying. How long is he out for? I don't know why I went all the way there. It's notifications that I want. A sprained knee, and he's out for 4 weeks. Wow. Okay. Now, the difficulty we have is that obviously our backup is very injury prone, Callum Wilson, and then we're down to 66 rated Marshall, which is a little bit of an issue. So it's 3 big injuries before we've even got going in this save, really, which is very, very annoying. Scarles is out for a long time, I think. I think he did something really bad. Rodriguez is out with a broken toe for about 2 months. And Fullkrog, as we just found out, is out for 4 weeks. So, yes, we are already looking even thinner on the ground, which is very, very irritating. But we just wanted to do that first game in this episode. So let me know, because as I said, there'll be a lot of questions for you in this episode. So no excuse to not get in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. I think Susek did quite well, actually. And Kyle Walker-Peters, keep working on your game, mate. You'll eventually get options because we don't have anyone else to play right or left back. But yes, let me know. Do you want to see every single game of the season? Or do you want to see some games here and there? Do you want me to play offline some games and progress forward? Let me know your thoughts. Obviously, between now and January, there's not going to be any transfers and stuff like that. So let me know your thoughts on that. Any advice, any hints, any tips, get in the comment section below. This is the end of episode 1. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back for episode 2 soon. Cheers.